Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to my Red Dead 2 tip series. This video is going to have my 25 best tips and tricks for Red Dead Online, and these tips are really going to help you out with your gameplay. You guys seem to really love my last tips video. It got over 500,000 views and 12,000 likes, so thank you guys very much for the support on these, and I thought I'd do another big video with a compilation of tips for multiplayer this time. So let's get into the first tip. Now on the map you'll notice there are game modes scattered all around the map with white icons. Now you don't actually have to ride to these icons physically to start the game mode, you can actually matchmake to it straight from the map. Sometimes it is a little bit glitchy and the matchmaking option won't appear, so to fix this what you can do is hit X on Xbox or square on PlayStation a few times while having the white icon highlighted, and this will turn the index on and off and usually makes the matchmaking option appear for you. Currently there is no passive mode in Red Dead Online, however there is a parley mode, which is basically a short truce between you and one other player. You can enter parley mode if the same player kills you 3 times in a row, and once you enter parley mode, both of you will be unable to attack each other for 10 minutes. So if there is a griefer who's killed you quite a few times, you can use this to give yourself a chance to escape and not be killed. Tip number 3 will require some progress in the game, but if you level up to level 10 in Red Dead Online, be sure to visit a post office and pick up a treasure map. It's basically a reward for reaching rank 10 in Red Dead Online. Once you read the map, it will highlight a location on the map. I believe the exact location is different for each player, but it will give you an area that you have to search to find some treasure. Now the game doesn't really give you many hints to help you find the treasure in this highlighted area, but what you want to do is pay attention to your controller's vibration. Your controller will start to have a kind of pulse vibration, kind of like a heartbeat, that will get faster and faster the closer you get to your treasure. You can also press down both of your analog sticks to enter Eagle Eye mode, and the treasure will be highlighted with a golden glow. And once you find the treasure box, if you open it, you will be rewarded with $70 and 100 golden nuggets. The lasso can be used on other players in Red Dead Online. A really nice trick is to have the lasso equipped and melee attack another player. What this will do is instantly hog tie them. This is much quicker than using your lasso on them and then having to reel them in and then hog tie them manually. What you'll do is you'll grab them and then instantly hog tie them automatically, making the process much faster. Plus it does look pretty awesome when you tackle someone and then hog tie them. Just like in single player, you can open cinematic mode while you're running and your horse will automatically take you to your waypoint. This is really great for long journeys. One thing that we can do in online that you can't do in single player is open up the map while you're in this cinematic mode. And this is awesome because you can keep track of the map, you can watch for any other players who might be following you, or even any players that you might cross paths with. Sometimes when I'm auto-riding in cinematic mode, I might be looking at Twitter or using my phone, so it's pretty handy to have the map up and just keep an eye on your surroundings and where you are. If you want to visit your camp in Red Dead Online but it's too far away, you can actually change the location of your camp to be nearer to you. You can either do this through the settings menu, or just select the camp option through your weapon wheel, just like you do in single player. This next tip should really help you guys out if you're struggling to land headshots on other players. So try going into your settings menu, then controls, and making a few tweaks to your settings. Once you're in these settings, I like to make a few changes to first of all the look and aim sensitivities. I like to turn these up to about 3/4 full and make them match each other from the default setting. I also like to change the aim look acceleration to be 100% full. And then I reduce the aim look dead zone to 0%. I completely reduce this bar. And you can also have the same settings for first person if you are a first person player. But yeah, experiment with these settings because they're really going to help you out with aiming and headshots in Red Dead Online. Tip number 8, I actually really love this tip, but you can kick other people off of your horse. You can do this by hitting left on the D-pad, selecting stables, and then changing your horse access. This is pretty hilarious if another player decides to steal your horse, and your horse will just buck them off. I did this with my friend here in this clip, and he was so confused why my horse kept bucking him off for no reason. It doesn't actually tell them why the horse is ejecting them, so it's just a pretty funny thing to do with your friends. And I guess it's pretty handy to know if a random player does steal your horse. While riding next to a player, you might have noticed that you can actually jump to their horse and sit on the back of their horse. However, it's worth noting that the horse will actually drain stamina at a faster rate with the extra weight on board. Just like how the performance of motorbikes in GTA Online would actually affect the performance of them having 2 players on board, horses are the same way. If you hold left on the D-pad at any time, you can open up the catalogue wherever you are. You just have to be on foot and not currently on your horse. This is kind of like the interaction menu in GTA Online, where you can buy ammo and weapons on the go. The best thing about the catalogue is the prices seem to be exactly the same as they are in stores, so we're not being charged any extra for the convenience of using this menu, kind of like we were in GTA Online. The only bad thing about this catalogue, and I really hope Rockstar changes this in the future, is that ammunition is not delivered to you. You actually have to go to a post office or to your camp to physically pick up the ammo. So this is pretty annoying if you find yourself in a mission without ammo and you basically have to wait until after to collect it. If your only horse dies in Red Dead Online and you end up with this scrawny nag replacement, I've been stuck with this thing quite a few times and it really does suck. You can actually get around this by hitting left on the D-pad, opening staples and owned horses, and there you can pay a small vet fee to have your horse healed up from the menu. I believe the small vet fee will change depending on the value of your horse, so your value might be different from mine depending on how good your horse is. You might have a higher fee to pay. If you guys are enjoying the video so far and have learned anything new, I'd really appreciate if you could take a few seconds to leave the video a like. It really helps support my channel, and also don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. Moving on to the next tip is to be very careful with the daily fees. These can eat up your money as each in-game day passes. And I can imagine these will only get worse as properties and perhaps even businesses are added into Red Dead Online. So currently we will be charged a daily fee based on our camp size and how many horses we currently have in our stable. So if you're buying extra stalls to store more horses, this will actually increase your daily fees. When I started Red Dead Online, I actually discarded the default horse so I could replace it with a better horse and not be paying for an extra stall to have a horse stored that I don't even use. In the stables, you may notice there is an option to purchase horse insurance. This is actually a little bit misleading because of the way insurance worked in GTA Online. So to break it down, if your horse gets injured, you will have the opportunity to use Horse Revive to bring it back to life. However, if your horse gets critically injured, such as accidentally shooting it in the head, in single player this would be rest and pepperonis for your horse, but in online it's not actually gone forever. Your horse will be available again in your stable, and you do not need to purchase the horse insurance for your horse to respawn. Your horse will always respawn back in your stable. So in my opinion at this stage, the horse insurance is not worth purchasing because you do not need it to get your horse to respawn. When you're in your camp, you can raise or lower the flag if you want to change the combat status of your camp. If you raise the flag, it will give you protection while inside your camp, as long as you're not in a mission. You can fast travel in Red Dead Online by visiting the stagecoach icons. This will open up a fast travel interface, and you can choose to quickly get around the map. Honestly, I don't use this too much because the prices are very expensive for fast traveling, compared to actually how fast we can currently make money in the game. And I also believe if you fast travel, you will lose any cargo on your horse, so you can't use the fast travel option to transport animals you've hunted to another butcher. If you're buying ammunition, you can refill your max ammo by holding the A button. This is much quicker than spamming the A button to keep purchasing lots of small packs of ammo. You can just instantly buy the maximum amount to stock up on. In the options menu, by pressing left on the D-pad, you can set up a temporary or a permanent posse. To set up a permanent one, you'll have to pay $200 plus a daily fee of $1 to $2 depending on what size of camp you get. Small camps will allow for up to 4 players in your posse and will charge a daily fee of $1, and large camps will allow up to 7 players in the posse and will charge $2 every in-game day. While we're on the topic of posses, Red Dead Online is much more fun when you're playing with a posse. If you're struggling to find other players to play with, there are actually communities out there where you can find good players to play with that have mics. I'm actually a part of a server called RDR Online. You can find literally hundreds of players in here, and there's separate areas for PlayStation 4 and Xbox, so you can make a post in the relevant section and make some new friends. And if you see me in the server, be sure to say hi, because I sometimes post in here when I'm looking for extra posse members. While you're in a story mission, you can hit left on the D-pad to open the mission brief, and then you can scroll along to mission rating. This will show you the objectives you need to hit to get a gold medal. You can also replay these story missions to retry for these objectives, but it is handy to be able to check these objectives on the fly and see what the target mission time is and any other requirements to get the gold medal. For some reason, the trains in Red Dead Online are only allowed to move forwards. In the single player, we can move forwards as well as reverse them. However, it appears Rockstar have removed this function in online for whatever reason. So if you guys are planning on doing any train driving, be aware you can only move forwards. If you're doing any hunting in Red Dead Online and have pelts stored on your horse, be careful when starting any stranger missions, as it will actually cause your pelts to disappear. This could potentially be a glitch and might be patched in a future update, but it is something to watch out for currently. If you're playing Red Dead Online on PlayStation 4, be sure to head to any fence and pick up a free High Roller double action revolver, a free red chestnut Arabian horse and alligator skin saddle from a stable, and also a free Grizzly's Outlaw outfit. If you're playing on Xbox, well, you'll just need to wait an extra 30 days because PlayStation 4 gets early access to this content. If you purchase the Ultimate Edition of Red Dead Redemption 2, don't forget to pick up your 3 free guns from the gunsmith, especially the pump action shotgun. It's particularly overpowered in this game. From the stable, you'll also get a free red chestnut thoroughbred, a high plains saddle, and also 2 free outfits from the tailor. Just like in single player, having a high honor in Red Dead Online will give you discounts in stores. Although you might find it fun roaming around blasting anything that moves in the game, playing honorably does actually have a nice incentive to get you some discounts. If you want to increase your honor in the game, you basically have to just complete missions for honorable strangers. Most NPCs in the game have very little money when you loot them. Literally, sometimes looting a whole bandit hideout gets you barely any money. But you do want to look out for the NPCs that are dressed fancy, because these NPCs will carry more money on them. So if they have an expensive looking tuxedo and a top hat, they're probably carrying much more money than the average NPC. You might find that they have some jewellery or a pocket watch that you can sell also. So that was my top 25 tips for Red Dead Online. Let me know in the comments if you did watch this video all the way to the end. I know this was quite a long one. Also, feel free to share this video with any of your friends that play Red Dead Online. I did put quite a lot of time and effort into making this. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in the next video. Dodging missiles, dodging bullets, coming at me now, tell me to bullet. I'm a G, DOA, silent core in GTA.